From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claimed to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want the major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off, and I think I'll give a slight apology for this yesterday's, when you listen to this, yesterday's podcast sounding a bit scruffy. It's just one of those things. I'm not going to curse myself tomorrow with hours of horrible podcast work, but I'm going to tentatively say that everything should be a lot better from today.
Also, it was a fucking banger that we pulled out yesterday.
It was
just
a banger, wasn't it?
Out of the fucking bag. 2 hour show.
2 hours. What a fucking day to get the fucking to get the audio wrong on an episode. To be fair though, you guys turned up for it. You still listened to like all of it, which was fucking cool of yous. But yeah, no, it was a banger.
But yeah, we are aware people, and we forever endeavour to better ourselves, you know? Why not?
Audio for podcasts, for anyone that does it, especially people that do like audio podcasts like we do online, it is such a fucking
twat
tightrope, yeah. Because there's a little bit of me wonders whether the audio will be slightly quiet on the video now because of what we've had to do to make it better for the podcast. But again, the podcast and audio is the primary way people listen to it, so we always have to lean towards the audio side of things rather than the video things, because realistically when you're recording a show like we do, and I'm putting shows out as rapidly as we do, because there's not enough time for us to record a video, edit the audio, and then drop that audio into some video software and replace the old, like the raw audio with the nicely EQ'd audio that you should hear on a podcast.
Well, let's face it, as YouTube is there for one thing, and that is for you guys, our audience, and for anybody who wants to clip it, feel fucking free. If you want to clip it, use things, just lead them back to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast.
Yeah,
use and abuse. We are fine with that. And if you are a Patreon, you get to watch that, a good, pretty much a day before everybody else. So yeah,
I'd argue like if anyone listening to this podcast wants to go and do like an unofficial like clips channel or something like that, or or an unofficial clips TikTok, fucking take the stuff and do it. Like that's we don't have the fucking time to do that sort of stuff. You guys, as long as you credit the podcast, just do what you want with us.
That's the whole idea, isn't it? It's to get more exposure, and if you guys if you see a juicy bit and you listen to it, because our main our main audience is audio.
Yeah.
You could probably go a day later and find that on YouTube and clip whatever you want. So there you go. That is our gift to you, the gift that keeps on giving. And if you're a Patreon, you can clip it fucking straight away.
Yeah, someone get out there and make Daily Conspiracy Podcast clips. Go and do it. You go start the channel. Fucking, we won't fucking copyright strike you. So this evening, Ollie, you left me in the lurch slightly because you had to go and deal with some stuff.
I did.
Which gave me an extra hour before we normally record, which was quite nice, if I'm perfectly honest. I've been running around a little bit today.
The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
He does move in mysterious ways, Ollie. Very mysterious. So I went myself some food, because it's illegal to watch YouTube without snacks. And
agreed.
Yeah, and I put YouTube on, and lo and behold, just at the time I decided to put it on, Heretics episode with Tommy Robinson was being aired. I think I'm going to play, before we get into this, I think we'll play maybe 5 minutes. I implore anyone to go and watch Heretics. Fucking awesome podcast. Hopefully one day we'll get that guy on as a guest.
Andrew Gold.
Yeah, I hope so. Not flexing or anything like that, because he's much more successful than us. But he doesn't even have 1,000 reviews. We have more reviews.
Yeah, Andrew, we do.
But but no, I love Heretics. It's rapidly it's a toss up. Like both him and Liam Tufts have both taken over Trigonometry as being my favorite British podcast, and I think he's edged Tufts quite a while ago. To be perfectly honest,
yeah,
my favorite.
Well, I see the very difference here. I listened to Liam Tufts today with is it Jamie Ike? Yes, banger, absolute banger.
It is a banger. Now, oh, fuck me, I don't want to.
We can come back to that.
Yeah,
show me what you've got. Show me.
No, I was just going to say about Tufts. The only issue I have with Tufts is that I'm always convinced that whoever's being interviewed by Tufts has got a better interview with somebody else.
I don't know.
But then again, I do like the way he interviews people, because I think he's probably very accessible to an audience that wouldn't normally listen to long form podcasts like that. I think he's probably very relatable to other people.
I think he does a very different interview to other people, does Liam Tufts.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So let's listen to the beginning of this Tommy Robinson interview with Heretics.
Bloody hell! Are you a paddy? What's a paddy? An Irish person?
Irish. Yeah, my mum's a paddy. My mum's Irish.
So this is
my mum's Irish.
I wonder about there's a question of Englishness, and only because you brought that up, I'm wondering. So are you English?
I'm English. Born in England, raised in England. My father, my original father, my real dad, who I haven't seen since I was a kid, but he was English. Look, if I'd have had an Irish dad, maybe things may have turned out different, but I didn't. I had an Irish mum, but my mum loves England. My family love England, and I was born in England. My dad's English. I'm English.
Am I English?
I don't know.
I was born in England.
Yeah.
Dad's English.
You're English then?
Is that it?
Well, I'd say so, wouldn't you?
So there are some people who would say no, because my grandparents were all born in England.
Yep.
And parents, but my great grandparents sort of Poland. I don't even know.
Yeah, but at which point do they stop at that? The people who say no, how far do they go back? What are you going to have someone born here to say, like they're saying you're not English, and then you have children, and they have children, they have children, they have children, they have children. We're 300 years down the line. Are they not then English?
Well, I agree with you. That's probably one of the most interesting things about you, is I think people see you as the kind of example of some sort of ethno-nationalist.
I don't believe in ethno-nationalism.
Yeah. And it's like people don't realise.
I always used to argue, and my argument during the English Defence League days is, are you telling me Ian Wright's not English? I love Ian Wright, yeah? And then people say, well, no, he can't be ethnically English. I say, okay, the ethnically English, but are we going to encourage people? So Ian writes here, he loves England. I've got mates, most of my mates who are not white, have all got England tattoos. They love England, served in the Royal Marines, born in England, parents born in England. They're English. Where do you want them to go? So I have this, and I get a lot of flack for this from the ethno-nationalists.
So do I.
Yeah, but the ethno-nationalists are very large in number online because they come from all around the globe and they jump on everything and they're very active. They're activists, yeah? Tell the ethno-nationalists to have their own demonstration on the street. There'll be 10 of them. That's the reality.
Who are some of these people?
Who are they?
Steve Laws, is that one of them?
Absolute.
This is the game changer.
What a great place to pause it.
He's right though. It is a game changer.
No,
it's a game changer for the fucking UK. I hope.
I want to play that clip because I have personally done a pretty big 180 on Tommy Robinson.
I've seen this happen in real time, people.
Yeah, and it's been uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's been an uncomfortable like realization that for somebody that tries to be like so skeptical of mainstream media and mainstream opinions, and like as the podcast is aptly named, the like being more drawn towards heretics than not. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself that I read newspaper columns calling Tommy Robinson like a dangerous, like right-wing racist and Islamophobe, and just batted it off. And like I think there was probably there's an element of classism in that as well, which is ridiculous, really, because like the guy's definitely he's definitely a millionaire. You know, he's not financially struggling by any stretch of the imagination. So the idea that just because he speaks a certain way, I've took some sort of prejudice over like through classism against him as being like some sort of chavvy football hooligan. Real failing, honestly, especially for somebody that purports to be able to at least have the confidence and belief in their own beliefs to sit in front of a microphone every single day and not only like proclaim to the audience we have, but actively seek a bigger audience and like, no, I think what we're saying is interesting enough for a larger audience than we already have. For me not to pay enough due diligence to that it's a failing in myself and a failing for our audience as well. But I think the reason I wanted to play that clip was there is no pure example, I don't think, in like a 4-5 minute snippet to show how misrepresented that guy has been. And I'm still getting wrong. I'm sure he said some problematic things over the years that have been may have been taken.
He has. He's admitted to it. I think he once got drunk and he was with a load of his mates and he may have used a racial slur. I think I heard. I don't quote me on that.
Name me one. This is the thing. Like behind closed doors, everybody acts pious as fuck over this stuff. It's not a single person out there that hasn't been racist.
Yeah, well, he's admitted to mistakes that he's made in the past, but I don't think any of the mistakes. I've watched fucking everything. Probably not everything, but I've watched. I would say for the past 2, maybe 3 years now, I've been a bit on a Tommy Robinson binge, trying to figure out who is Tommy Robinson. And I've come to the conclusion that he genuinely is a fucking British national treasure.
I think what I would say about him is he started doing what he was doing. I mean, what he's same age as us.
I think it's about saying me. I may be a little bit old. I mean, I'm 44. I think he's a couple of years younger than me, maybe
42, 43. So he's So he's in the same ballpark. He's either the same age as me or a year younger.
I mean, he came out looking old as fuck, but right there, he seems to have pulled himself back. He's put a bit of weight on. He's got himself. He's been out sunning it up. He looks a lot better.
Yeah.
And for once, he's not wearing a Burberry shirt, which is even better.
Which is good. But yeah, like he started doing what he was doing very young. I think that's that's something I think you've got to take into consideration. Where, like, nobody that's tackling big subjects like this has, like, comes out of the blocks, like, with it figured out, and with it, not only with it figured out, with how, like, how far do you go? How far are you supposed to go? Like, so if the acceptable line is here, then clearly, if you believe that back then he believed there was the beginnings of a problem, then clearly sticking to the acceptable line wasn't the way forward, because the acceptable line had already got, like, was creating the problem. So if you know there's a line there that's like the Overton window on us, you're gonna have to cross it. How far do you go across it? And then if you go across it and you get recognition for going across it, then how do you, like, check yourself not going, like, far too far? And then you do find yourself as, like, this, like, right wing extremist thug. But I genuinely believe that he is probably the most misrepresented, like, Brit I've ever come across. I know I might be wrong. There might be somebody else that if I sat and thought about it, there might be. But it's you're talking about a person. I know people turn around and say that, oh well, he's making money through what he's doing. Probably, he's selling books, and you've got to survive. But what I'm really,
lawyers cost a lot of fucking money, Lee.
Lawyers do cost a lot of money. But what I'm really tired of seeing, I'm tired of seeing people going, like, oh well, he's a grifter because he's making money, because he's making a living. You go, right, what? So I don't understand what people are supposed to do. If people believe in something and they want to do something, right? Where's the line then? What? Like, we believe in this podcast and we want to do that. We want to do this. This is what we want to do full time. Like, we want to get this show to the point that we can say goodbye to the day jobs, that we can, like, convene first thing in the morning and in the afternoon and pour through news articles and stuff like that, be able to prep for shows better without having to do a day's work beforehand, then do family stuff. And then, like, most evenings I have maybe 20 minutes when I come in before we start recording, so during the day at work, I'm looking on X, I'm trying to bookmark stuff, I'm trying to read as many things as I can do during break times and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're like pink in the brain, but we're trying to save the world, not take over the world.
Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, sometimes to save something, you have to take it over. But the thing is, like, that doesn't mean that because we want to push this platform to the point where it's making enough money to sustain us, doesn't mean we believe any less in the show we're doing, or believe any less in the things we say, or the good I think this stuff does, because I do genuinely believe that shows like this, not just us, other shows, I think everything brings a net positive to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
look at the couple that we got caught having an affair at the Coldplay. That's brought a net positive to the world. All those memes, people needed a bit of cheering up. The guy's life has been destroyed and probably hers, but everybody else enjoyed it.
Do you know he spent 40 grand on a cam girl?
He did.
Yeah.
Well, afterwards.
Just in this cam girl's come out and said, yeah, he's one of my like big customers. Spent 40 grand on me.
Of course he did. Yeah, I can see that.
But like with the Tommy Robbo thing, like there's so many like little facts about him, like the fact that was it his niece that was groomed, or his cousin?
Cousin, I think it was. Yeah, cousin. I mean, could have been niece. I don't know.
But how do we not know that? Do you know what I mean? Like, how has it took that long for me to find that out?
Well,
I mean,
I could be wrong here, but I think a lot of Tommy Robinson documentaries. No, I'm absolutely right. In fact, a lot of them were suppressed. A lot of his I'm seeing stuff now that I've never seen before.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure. But like the only reason I know that now is because I've listened to him say it, him speak. I feel that because I've read articles about it. I was a moron. I used to read The Guardian. I'll admit it. Like I just don't believe that something like that could be omitted when you're openly calling somebody a racist. Like, at least give people the reason why. You could have used it. Why? You could have used that. You could have said, "Oh well, something happened. He's related it to racial tensions, and it's produced this like right wing, far right thug hooligan that's against brown people." But no, I find it pretty wild, to be perfectly honest. And especially like he goes on in that interview that he's up in court again in before the end of the year, and then next year there's already another court case. Like that man will see the inside of a prison cell at least one more time.
I agree.
Like, before this time next year. I just wonder. I wonder whether they're going to allow something to happen to him this time round, before it gets, but before whatever he's doing can gain like more momentum. But then again, like I wonder whether. Fuck. I mean, you want to look at something that could fucking ignite some like bad shit. That's right up there.
Well, I have a clip of it's a 3-minute clip just to remind people that this is the way that they narrate it. Because do you remember when was it Good Morning Britain that Piers Morgan was on?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so here we go.
This is Piers Morgan on Good Morning Britain during COVID was the reason I don't have television anymore.
I'll remind you why you don't have television anymore. There we go.
Would you have a ban, like Donald Trump suggested in America? Would you have a ban on Muslims entering the country, new Muslims trying to have a home in this country?
I believe we need to protect the British public right now.
So what's the answer to the question?
British Muslims?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, the British public. I didn't say British non-Muslim public. I said the British public. We've had.
Would you ban?
We've had
Tommy, you're a straight talker.
Children are being killed.
Yes, we all know what's been happening.
Yes, I would. I would stop.
You would ban all Muslims.
I would temporarily halt Muslim immigration to this country until we get a grip of the problem. I differentiate Muslims from Islam.
Right.
Okay?
But what you don't do.
Differentiate Muslims.
Muslims are people. Islam is an idea.
Yeah.
Islam's an idea. A bad idea.
And
Islam is a faith.
No, it's an idea.
It's a faith.
It's an idea that you can change your mind.
No, it's a faith. Like Christianity.
Like Scientology.
It's like all faiths.
Like
it's a religion, it's a faith.
Like Scientology?
So, Tommy, if you accept,
it's an ideology.
If you're saying that the problem is with Islam, are you accepting that you're Islamophobic?
Because there are 100 verses in this.
Yes or no?
Okay.
Are you Islamophobic?
There's no such word as Islamophobia. Phobia is an irrational fear. It's not irrational to fear these things. Now, if I hold this book up and say, there will never be peace on this earth so long as we have this book, it's a violent and cursed book.
Can
I tell you who said that? Can I tell you who said that? Sir William Gladstone
Right, you
said
wouldn't
that.
do that with
Sir William Gladstone
would you do that with the Bible? Show some respect.
Show some respect.
Show some respect.
Have you read this book?
For people.
Have you read this book?
There are over a billion people.
There are 100 verses in this book that incite violence and murder against us.
Show some damn respect for people's religious beliefs, right?
I should show some respect for a book that incites murder against me.
Put it down.
And calls me an animal. No, I won't put it down. Sir William Gladstone held this book above his head in Parliament, and he said there will never be peace on this earth so long as we have this book. It's a violent and cursed book. Was Sir William Gladstone, who we have statues across our capital C, was he a bigot or an Islamophobe?
See, now
Winston Churchill.
You're sounding like a complete lunatic.
No, I'm quoting some of the best leaders in this country.
You're sounding like a bigoted lunatic.
No, I'm not.
Somebody that basically you are an Islamophobe who hates Islam.
No, I don't.
You basically think all Muslims are to blame. We've seen you on video saying it. And what you're doing now is deliberately inflammatory. It is deliberately poisonous.
How's this inflammatory?
And you are having the complete opposite effect to the one that you say you have.
William Gladstone.
You are stirring up hatred. You are abusing people's religion. You're abusing their faith, and you're being a complete disgrace.
What do you know about the Prophet Muhammad? We've established nothing. You are ignorant.
I know that you're deliberately insulting people.
What do you know about the Prophet? How am I insulting people?
Who have deeply held religious beliefs. And you flouncing the Quran around in your hand in that disgraceful manner
is outrageous. This book is the reason we're in such a mess. No. That's a reality.
No, we're in this mess because people take Islam, they are terrorists, and they abuse the nature of Islam and the wording of Islam, and they perpetrate evil, and it is completely wrong. For you to try and claim that the vast majority of Muslims, who are decent, law-abiding people, to try and abuse and mock their faith and their holy book is an outrage.
Their holy book. When you talk, when the sacred months are passed, slay the non-Muslims wherever you find them and take them captive and besiege them and prepare for them in ambush. Who's slaying who? I'm not inciting hatred. This calls for my death.
So yeah, Piers Morgan and I can't remember her name.
It as well.
Don't let him. They didn't even let him speak.
No,
they didn't even let him speak.
Immediately as well, as soon as he opened the Quran, the producer obviously knew that he was going to start quoting things from it. And that's when the call would be put forward. Right, we're pulling this interview right now, because it could have been one of like a few things that obviously I haven't read the Quran. I've never read the Bible. Read a book, Ollie. You've never read a book.
I've never read a book. I do want to read the Bible. I'm going to do it. I'm going to read it very soon. Probably listen to it audio, but yeah.
Yeah, that there is the and I'm not just saying this because it's Tommy Robinson either. That interview, and not interview, it's ambush journalism.
Totally.
That's why I hate Piers Morgan. Like it's not just the fact that I think as a human being, I think he's repugnant. I think he is an opportunist. I think he will change his morals and fucking stance with the wind. Not when faced with new evidence, because that's fine. Like that's me. That I will change my mind when faced with new evidence. He will change his mind faced with whatever he believes is the best clip at the time, whatever will give him more exposure, or whatever will make him the most money. That's all he's interested in. Like when you had your fucking
he flip flops so much.
Yeah, when you had your hard on for Piers Morgan not so long ago, I reminded you, Ollie, and not to sound like Piers Morgan, I reminded you that when you had myocarditis, he would have had you die in a hallway because you were unvaccinated.
This is true. And also, my ambulance driver said, I think it's probably myocarditis. I've just had it, and it was from the vaccine.
Yeah.
He actually said that to me, my fucking ambulance driver.
Yeah.
Because I was going to have an heart attack. He says, you probably got myocarditis. And he didn't know that I had not been jibby-jabbed.
Yeah.
He says, we've got loads of people going in with it.
Wild times.
But I got it from from COVID. Well, for having the flu and COVID at the same time.
I don't believe COVID was a virus.
Oh, maybe
I got it.
Maybe I got it from my missus because she's been vaccinated.
Maybe.
The bugger.
I think you probably had it from the flu. You can get it from the flu, can't you? But it's just inflammation, isn't it? It's heart inflammation.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get you off the fucking COVID train, Lee, and know what happens when we get you on the COVID train.
Yeah. I just hate Piers Morgan. Like I really do. Like I don't think. I mean, even like James O'Brien. I don't like James O'Brien, but you know what? At least he has a fucking lane. At least he has a belief. You know, it's not my belief. I think it's quite dangerous. I think his beliefs are quite dangerous.
Yeah.
As Andrew Gold and Tommy Robinson talk about him later on in that podcast, and Tommy Robinson talks about the fact that you have far right people that are siding with like jihadists now because it's not they're not necessarily compatible, but they're kind of coming together to fucking hate Jews together essentially, and he brings up James O'Brien and that as being a anti-Semitic, and I think Andrew Gold says it the best where he turned around. He said I don't believe people like James hate Jews. I think they look at Jews as white people and they hate white people. I thought it was a really good way of summing it up.
Yeah, I mean, I think if the entire fucking world's honest, everybody from every religious background, we've had people that have been twats that have done bad things.
I'm going to preface as well for Andrew Gold as well on that podcast. I think what he was trying to say when he was saying that these people don't see Jews as white people and they hate white people. I think what he means by that is they are, I think the left as a whole sees the white people as, and I mean white people on the left as well. I don't just mean like people of color on the left that have happened to be left wing. They see right wing people as the epitome of like colonization, of the Western underpinning, and like good communists and good Marxists. Them, they want those underpinnings ripped away, and the best way to rip the underpinnings away from the West is to attack the very fucking like heart of it, which is it's essentially white Western culture. I am elaborating on a throwaway comment there, but I kind of think that's where he was going with it. I wonder, like, I really do wonder with the, I saw the other day that the president of France, whose name escapes me, Macron, he has said that.
Is that the guy that is married to Big Mike's best mate?
No, he's not, because Candace Owens is going to get fucked in her round, fucking amply sized forehead over that, you know. Like, she's going to get fucking railed. If Macron can come, if the Macrons can come up with evidence.
Sounds like a vaccine, doesn't it? The Macron vaccine company.
No,
have you took the Macron? No, sorry, carry on.
Sounds like Mechacron sounds like something that would make robots. All of them useless, but they'd try. But if they can come up with some sort of evidence that shows that, a fucking DNA test, for instance, that Brigitte Macron is a woman, then like there's no more Candace Owens. Jesus.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that, would
Christ.
they? They'd just fucking sue her. They'd say,
Yeah, no,
why should I fucking even prove that?
I think there'd have to be some sort of, because you can't just sue without evidence. Do you know what I mean? So they would sue, and then I suppose the argument would be they could probably litigate her into oblivion, essentially. Do you know what I mean? You know, their working financial pot is France, so that might be the way it goes down. Yeah. So just keep piling them on, and make it financially unviable for her to continue being.
Well, back to Tommy though.
Just quickly for Candace Owens, what a fucking strange hill to die on that was.
Yeah,
look, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but like there is a very good chance that Bridget Macron is just an ugly woman that kind of looks like a chimp.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Or E.T.
Or E.T. Or E.T.
You know, E.T. dresses a woman.
The bastard son of E.T. and oh, fucking hell! What was the?
Do you reckon that's what happened on the plane? Like when she slapped him, like he's like, oh fuck off! Everybody's calling you a man anyway. It's like.
Maybe.
Yeah, but back to Tommy. Like, I think this is what I'll say to people: go out there and find one thing that he's done that is racist, because what he's talking about is ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I find. Right, I'll play devil's advocate slightly here. You
say it properly?
What?
Devil's
no,
avocado.
well, I'm not going to say avocado. Mate,
devil's avocado.
It's absolute fucking retard shit.
There's a T-shirt coming with that on.
But like fuck, you've thrown me now.
You just keep thinking of avocados, don't you?
No, I forgot what we were even talking about.
Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, what? Oh, the thing is, people turn around and say, "Find me something he said which is racist." And every interviewer, every like pro Tommy Robinson interviewer, that says, "I couldn't find anything you've ever said, Tommy, that was even slightly offensive to a single person. I've only ever found videos of you wanting to kiss children on the foreheads," and it's slightly disingenuous because although I agree that what he is saying isn't in
it makes people uncomfortable.
It's not like inherently racist, but you could definitely take it in context as racist. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, so, like me and you, for instance, or like fucking Tufnell on his podcast, or Tuff, sorry, not Tufnell. They wouldn't take what was said as being racist, like Tommy Robinson said, because it's not the frame of which they live. Owen Jones, unfortunately successful left-wing commentator in the UK, he looks at Tommy Robinson having a cup of coffee and thinks there's racial undertones with how much milk he's putting in it. Like he's trying to rid the coffee of its ethnic origin. So it's like you're right, because I don't think he's necessarily said anything that's overtly racist. I think, but it depending on who you are and what lens you look at that through, you very much could take some of those stuff as racist. Am I making a decent point here? Do you know what I mean?
You just tell me that Tommy Robinson likes to ruin a good cup of coffee, but I get your point. The thing is, and I think a few people have made some really valid points here, and it's when I see things like queers for Palestine and stuff like that, I think what's going on in Palestine is shit. It's a horrible thing. I also think what happened, when they did was it October 7th, was it?
Mm-hmm.
When I think it was the 7th. I'm sorry for I'm shit with dates, but I think that was pretty fucking shit as well. And I think these are just two places that just don't fucking get on. And I understand. I don't really want to comment on it too much because I don't think I'll ever be right. But for what was getting at, the Queers for Palestine thing, that's the bit I don't get because, I think if they was doing that in Palestine, they would get into a lot of trouble because they don't like the gays. And that's just a fact.
This is where I think like tribalisms took over, and I don't actually believe that anyone. I mean, maybe not anybody. Maybe anyone's like the wrong thing to say. I don't believe a majority of the protesters, the pro-Palestine protesters, I don't think they care. If push comes to shove, I think most of them are the Palestine has become a sign of anti-establishment. It's an anti-establishment movement. So if you go like between Palestine and Israel is the more westernized of the two states. Yeah. So when you've got groups like Palestine movements, like Black Lives Matter, like Just Stop Oil, like any of these, like what I would consider far left activist organizations, they are going to gravitate towards the side which is anti-West. Because I think that's in a nutshell what all this comes down to. All this comes for a large part of it. I'm not going to say everybody because I know people that are very pro-Palestine. I know people that are very pro-Palestine that live very close, and they have different reasons. They have different reasons for their opinions on these things. However, I think when you've got 40 people stood outside of fucking Sainsbury's with a couple of drums and some Palestine flags, I'm just saying, I don't think they actually give a fuck. I think they are using Palestine like they used George Floyd, like they use the fucking climate change. They are using this to push a anti-Western Marxist agenda.
You see the same people there all the time as
absolutely.
Well. They all look the same.
It's like fucking festivals, mate. I'm absolutely convinced that some of them are walking around with the wristbands from the amount of protests they've been to.
Yeah, like just take these flags here. After you've done, we'll give you some Oasis tickets.
Yeah.
There you go.
Imagine being the one guy that didn't get the memo that turned up to the Palestine rally with a fucking Ukraine flag. You're like, oh no.
I'm pretty sure that's probably happened.
I'm 100% convinced it's happened.
I think it's all fucked, mate. I really do. I think there needs to be somebody, and I said this a while ago on the podcast. And
well, to be fair, before you go on, you've got a much better understanding of this is me because you live on the mainland. You know, I'm an islander. I live in one of the Channel Isles. It's definitely a different environment for me over here than it is for you, being in and out of like inner cities.
Do you know something though, mate? I've not seen a lot of it. I've been in the cities. I ain't seen as much as the showing on the media. You know, of these protests.
Yeah.
I know it goes on. It does go on, but I don't think there's as many as what they're showing.
I always think the best way to gauge how big a protest is if you get an aerial shot, because they love an aerial shot of a protest.
Yeah. You can make a crowd of 12 people look massive.
Look massive. You shoot upwards, you shoot up, and you shoot on an angle, and all you can see is the first 4 rows of people that are there. That could be the end of it. That row could go 400 back. But the minute you see a protest and the photographer's knelt down to take the photograph, ask why he's framing it.
I wonder if anybody's going to protest what's going on in is it Syria right now, with the massacres of Christians that have been slaughtered.
Oh, well, say the same amount of people that will. And I've spoke to people that have been like this. Like we covered some of the stuff when it came to the farmers in South Africa. And I've spoke to people, and they haven't, like, a couple of people have said it, and a couple of people have looked at me and gave me the look like they were thinking this, but they didn't quite have the balls to say it. The amount of people that I think go, well, you know, they kind of took it, they kind of deserve what's going on. Like that, someone essentially said that to me. Someone quite close to as well. I was like, oh, right, okay, so because of something that's happened in the past, these people that are there now deserve to be fucking murdered and raped in front of their children. That feels off. That feels like probably something we shouldn't be fucking turning a blind eye to.
That's like fucking every fucking American, you know. Just the Indians just want to take our fucking land back. We had it first.
Yeah.
You know, history is history, and at some point, I mean, who knows? I mean, somebody might be having a podcast fucking 200 years from now and going, well, you see the native Englishmen, you know, the 50 of them that are left, they're trying to take the land back, you know.
Yeah.
They had it first, but it will be irrelevant at that point. And that's what I think Tommy Robinson's trying to stop happening to this country. Because that's what will probably happen. I mean, at the moment, it feels like a Trojan horse is happening with these boats. I cannot fathom it. The only reason that I can see this happening, either the whole country is thick as pig shit, or the elites that are doing this and making this happen and not putting a stop to this are doing this to bring in digital ID, and that's the only reason that I can see why this is happening. So that at some point we are going to fucking beg for it. We are going to get down on our hands and knees and give me that fucking digital ID. We need to put a stop to this. That's what I think it's about. I think probably in America that's what it's about as well. I think we've been played.
I think you're probably right. I think
they've allowed this to happen. They're probably there's probably some wrongers that are coming in. Did you see the interview with the guy that he worked in the hotels?
Yes, I did. What was that on?
I mean, I've got a clip, but it's like an 11-minute interview.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it's worth playing, but I did see it.
Yeah, so he worked in the hotels, and he says, you know what? Some of the migrants that are in these hotels are really fucking nice. I had a laugh with them. He says there's some rooms that we found fucking cocaine in, where they think there might be dealing going on. You know, pretty much every one of them. There's a lot of them are working for like these fast food companies. They found a knife underneath,
by the way,
which they're not supposed to. They found a knife under one of the beds. I was thinking, holy shit, fucking knife under the bed. But maybe the guy had a bit of beef with one of the other migrants and thought, shit, I need to get a knife in my room to protect myself from that other migrant.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
Maybe,
there could be two ways of looking at this, but I don't.
The simple fact of this is that we have migrant boats coming into the UK. We have a massive homeless problem in the UK, and it's fucking disgusting that
I agree.
Like homeless shelters have been on this island again. Friend of the podcast, Ben. I did work with the local homeless shelter over here. Like all homeless shelters, fucking underfunded, and you know they fixed the homeless problem in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
They fixed it overnight, but they didn't put their own homeless people in it.
Interesting.
So how like that to me, and like this is we're going to talk more about whatever's going on with. We'll play an Australian news clip in a second as well, because this feeds in nicely. So I mean, to be perfectly honest, how much risk are we going to be in a few months just having conversations like this?
Oh yeah, I mean they could go through the backlog if they want to, and if they do, fuck you.
Just quickly before we play that, did you hear about the I'm going to call it a terror attack because there would be people pretty fucking afraid at this point on the plane today?
No, I didn't.
There was a British Muslim arrested on a plane, I believe, come from London to Glasgow. There's a 20-second clip of this. Now, this is being like palmed off, like pretty fucking well. I don't know if there's a longer clip than this, but this is the one I found, so we'll play this. I haven't watched this one.
Going to bomb the plane! Dead to America! Dead to Trump! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
Oh my God.
Sit down. Don't move.
Get down now.
Fuck you, don't move.
I'm sorry. I need to say something, and this is what I was going to say before about these hotels. Again, I think I'm not saying that's just been put out there, but what did he have? What did he have? What did he bring to the table? Do you just do that to scare people, or is this now trickling in for us to beg for fucking digital fucking ID?
I said at the beginning of the year, what is going to happen in the UK will be I think this will be like, I'd say West, but I think it's been going on in some of the other countries which we haven't spoken about. I think I remember there was a year where was it Sweden that had more hand grenade attacks than fucking Afghanistan, like in over a 3-month period or something like that. I can't remember what the stat is. I read that in Douglas Murray's Strange Death of Europe, which I think that came out in like 2016, 2017. It was the book Douglas wrote before The Madness of Crowds. It's like, I think a lot of people jumped on the Murray train when The Madness of Crowds was released. I implore anybody that if you've read like Madness of Crowds or War in the West, and you haven't read The Strange Death of Europe, it's worth your time. But so this guy on the plane, he didn't have a bomb on him, even though he proclaimed to have an explosive device on him. I fucking top marks to the man in the green jacket. The minute that man shouted Allahu Akbar, that guy was up and out of his seat. I also enjoyed the bloke in the blue t-shirt that up to that point did absolutely fucking nothing until somebody else had brought the guy down, and then he pointed out and said, "Yeah, you stay on the floor." I was like, hang on, where were you a couple of minutes ago, Chief? You've definitely got some guns on you. I guarantee, right, that if I'm ever on a plane and that happens, I am gonna keep hitting that person until they stop making noise, Ollie. And by stop making noise, I mean all noise.
Yeah, it's like the horror film, isn't it? You know, like no, don't walk away from the zombie. You need to stab it in the head.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not saying stab anybody in the head, but what I'm saying is if you think somebody's a terrorist and they're doing shit like that, you know, you're gonna fucking shit yourself. You are gonna shit yourself, and you're gonna react.
Right. It was just after the like 7/7 attacks. I was flying. I can't remember where I was flying to be perfectly honest. I know I was flying to Germany. That was it. I was flying to Frankfurt. I come out with probably going out of Manchester. Interesting fact, I can't remember whether it's the world or just Europe. It might be just Europe. Frankfurt is like a hub airport, so it's got some of the it's on the highest security alert of all airports in Europe. Again, I'm not even sure whether it's the world. To be perfectly honest, it's one of the two anyway. It's always on a high terror alert, and I don't understand how this happened, apart from the fact that it was like EasyJet. But we took off, and there was a commotion. There was like not like a threatening commotion, but there was an Asian guy, like quite a nice bloke, but for some reason he wasn't allocated a seat, and by the time everyone had got on, like the plane had taxied, the plane was leaving, like we were essentially on the ascent, and this guy still didn't have a seat. And I remember the quote from him was fucking hilarious. He turned around and he said, "You do realize it's quite a long way to Germany, and I'm not prepared to walk it." But I remember thinking to myself, like, "Fuck, hang on a second. How has this guy got on a plane without a fucking ticket?" And I had a bit of the fucking like terror airport racism in my head.
Yeah, I think it's by design, Lee. I really do. Don't get me wrong, and I'm going to go back to what's going on in our country right now. It's fucking terrifying. I think it's by design. I have never met, right?
Yeah.
No, I have. There was one guy that was really nasty to me. He didn't give me any. He said I was too drunk to get a takeaway, but that was that. But I have never met like anybody of any how am I going to word this right? People that I hang around with, yeah, I think probably can be bit of a dickhead. I've never met anybody. I think it's bullshit, Lee. I think a lot of it's bullshit. I think the fear that they are driving into
I've definitely
got a reason.
No,
because
I've definitely met like through be it Europe or the UK. I mean, I've certainly we'll just go UK here, but I mean this wider with more ethnicities as well. But I've definitely spoke to like Muslim lads in the UK, which definitely didn't like me because I was white.
See, I've not had that happen to me,
and that was literally just a few months ago. Well, not a few weeks ago.
You're a tall guy. Maybe they were intimidated. I don't know.
They were not intimidated. They like if the slightest excuse would have been given there, they wouldn't have been intimidated.
This is not me saying.
I think you'll see more of it. This is the thing. I think we're going to see more. But I think you're right. I think it's. Look, the fact is, right? It has to be by design. It has to be by design to allow the influx of migrants, and then not just to like let's strip.
Do I think there's
some
nasty bastards of them? Yeah, of course there is, because you know,
mate, think right. Realistically, it's. I don't think it's some. I don't think it's all, because of because there is like a real like immigration like line you can go down, where you can legally emigrate. But when you consider how far and how hard the journey and time is, and where some of these people have come from, you're dealing with people that have already had to survive.
Oh yeah.
This is so this is I'm not. It's literally hashtag fucking built different. You know, that's what we're talking about here. I think this is where the cultural divide is going to be. And like, if you've been brought up in a really, really fucking hard, coarse environment with a certainly an ethnicity that will be kind here, and say value strength, I think you will look at kindness as a weakness.
Well, see, this is one thing that I did like, that I do like what Tommy Robinson says. He says that, and he said that right at the beginning there, that if you're born in the UK and you have British values, you're British.
Yes.
And I think that's the message here, that if you're coming into this country and you have zero respect for British values and you don't want to have anything to do with the British people, and you have no intentions of integrating with British people and sticking to British rules, British laws, then I'm sorry, you don't belong in this country. You should go back to where it was. You know, if it's so good where you were before, that's where you should go.
Yeah, it's I get what you're trying to say. If you burn your house down and you move into a new house, like, stop playing with matches, because you're just going to end up with the same house again.
I don't see. I know it's probably more complicated than.
Well, I'd like
just
to
talk
shift
about,
it
but I don't
slightly.
understand why. Just quickly, I don't understand why they haven't used the Navy. I do not understand why they have not used the Navy to fucking turn some of these boats round.
I mean, I've friends explain like maritime law to me, and how if you come across a boat like that, that's essentially in distress through maritime law. You have to take them on board. You have to rescue them, essentially.
Okay, we'll rescue them, take them back.
But you can't just go dropping people that don't belong in a country in another country. Like, I get how complicated it is, and it's not that though. It's the making of it. The reason I want to shift this, but I'll preface this first, because this is the thing. My concern about this is not actually immigration, and I don't think it's I don't think what's going on is incompetency. That's it. I'd rather try and, for the last like half an hour or something like, however we're going to go on this show, I'd like to push this more into what I believe is going on. But if we take this at face value, right, that this is a breakdown in governance, a breakdown in our society by essentially Britain being too kind, then it's we need a government then that is going to make the coming to the UK less attractive. You need a government that's going to turn around and say, no, right, you don't get hotels, you get to say that camp you came from in France, it's going to be like that here, but now you're going to have to deal with living under Visqueen with British weather as well. There's no going to whatever government office or the various unit we have to turn yourself in, to be given ID, cash to start you up with. I put you on a social housing ladder that type of thing. There's none of that. That's fucking that goes immediately. But this, again, this is if we're looking at this planet, a planet at face value, and I don't believe we can look at it at face value. I think you can't look at the immigration problem in the UK without looking at the immigration problem in Europe, without looking at the immigration problem in the US, without looking at what the World Economic Forum have been saying about their plans, and the fact that it's no stranger that two of the worst people that are involved in like immigration right now, being as far as leaders go, being Macron and Starmer, are both fully fucking paid up members of the Trilateral Commission and the World Economic Forum. They're both Davos boys. Look at the way Canada was during COVID, fucking Davos boy. The Australian Prime Minister, fucking World Economic Forum, Davos boy. The worst responses come from these people that are connected to these groups. Now, what I think's going on is, and I think this has been a seed laid back probably further than fucking 9/11. Like, probably further back, but we'll start at 9/11. In our lives, right? In our lives, we have, we'll go even go for the Iraq War if you want, from when we were like kids. We have been told all our lives that like Muslims are the bad guys. We need fucking Desert Storm. We need fucking this. We need that. We need weapons of mass destruction. This is the Middle East is the problem. We've been told this over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
It's bred this. It has bred a fear. It's bred a fear.
Yeah.
Then what we've now cultivated in a very short space of time is this I feel it's just a short space of time. I'm sure people like Weinstein and Douglas Murray would explain it better to me about how this has happened through the institutions and through education. We've cultivated now this sort of radical left-wing, like Marxist left, which, like I said before, will support anything that is anti-establishment, anti-West, because that's what they want. What they want to rip away. I think the reason for this, and you're right in a way when you say digital ID, like, yeah, I get that, but I think the plan is the plan's bigger than just digital ID, and I think this is like this influx is the last. Like the last move for it in the UK. I think it's being done differently through all countries. You can't use like one. If you plan on doing like this global palace coup of the world, of like the social order of what we consider like the delicate balance between all the different countries, you can't expect the same plan to work in Britain as it does in Holland, as it does in the US, as it does somewhere else, as it does in Australia. I think Europe and the UK have very similar methods, as in like we are going to pour a socially fractious ethnicity through the countries to essentially pull it apart at its seams. You're going to wait for things to get really bad. You could probably going to end up having you would get because I kind of think Trump's doing his part in the US now for them. I wanted to do an episode this week at some point revisiting the Trump assassination as well, because there's new footage come out, hasn't there, from a different angle. I think it will be interesting going back to that. I've always said I don't think you can put the iron boot down on people like this. I think they have to want it. They have to ask for it. So you use an influx in the. We'll just, like I said, we'll just take the UK for instance. you use an influx of immigrants into the UK, which are hostile, which don't know they're being used. They don't. Like, I don't think.
No, I don't
they're
think
in
they
on
know.
it.
I don't think they know that.
But
I think they just think, oh, it's I'm going to have
easy
a good time.
Score. This is an easy
this is
score.
Gonna be easy.
Yeah, we've had a hard, difficult life, and we deserve we deserve the ease of which this is being given to us.
And you know, I don't blame them. I really
don't.
No, if you were in that situation, you said, and they were saying England, you know, you're going to go over there, you'll get a hotel, eventually you'll get a house.
Yeah, and it's clearly organised. You know, like even the GB News. You know, again, I'm not the greatest fan of GB News, but when they've done the going through the migrant camps in Europe, and they've been pulling up like leaflets of what you're supposed to do when you get to the UK, what you're supposed to say, what the laws are, what you're entitled to. They're printed, man. Somebody's paying for that. You don't like that. Like you can turn around and say, "Oh, well, it wouldn't cost that much." How many is there? Like how many? How many were printed? Who was printing them? It's exactly the same as the Black Lives Matter riot. Who was leaving the pallets of bricks lying around? Somebody was paying for the pallets of bricks.
Yeah.
Somebody's paying for the Antifa flags. Somebody's paying for the black umbrellas. Somebody's paying for all this.
They're playing every single one of us.
Yeah.
Speaking of GB News, I've got GB News interviewing Donald Trump, if you want me to bring it up.
Yeah, you can do, mate.
Here we go. And there we can get on to the new laws coming into the UK, which is probably going to fuck us.
Very important to people here.
Well, it is, but I like your Prime Minister. He's slightly more liberal than I am, as you've probably heard, but he's a good man. He got a trade deal done. And, they've been working on this deal for 12 years. He got it done. It's a good deal. It's a good deal for the UK. So, no, I'll be seeing him tomorrow, tomorrow evening. And this is our wonderful ambassador, as you know. He's doing a good job. He's a very, very successful man. He'll be doing a good job.
You've done an amazing job on illegal migration in America.
I have.
People here are very worried about the situation. It's record numbers.
Well, I say two things to Europe. Stop the windmills. You're ruining your countries. I really mean it. It's so sad. You fly over and you see these windmills all over the place, ruining your beautiful fields and valleys and killing your birds, and if they're stuck in the ocean, ruining your oceans. Stop the windmills. And there's a couple of things I could say, but on immigration, you better get your act together. You're not going to have Europe anymore. You got to get your act together. And we, as you know, last month we had nobody entering our country. Nobody. Shut it down. And we took out a lot of bad people that got there with Biden. Biden was a total stiff. And what he allowed to happen, but you're allowing it to happen to your countries. And you got to stop this horrible invasion that's happening to Europe, many countries in Europe. Some people, some leaders have not let it happen. And they're not getting the proper credit they should. I could name them to you right now, but I'm not going to embarrass the other ones. But stop. This immigration is killing Europe. And the other thing, stop the windmills, killing the...
He really doesn't like those windmills. Neither do I, to be fair.
I mean, he's not saying anything we don't kind of know. I look.
He's not giving us any advice other than, it's not great,
I find it fucking unsettling, though. I think Keir Starmer is quite a weak man. I think a person like Trump probably appreciates that because he probably finds people like that very easy to maneuver.
Is he weak, or does he just not give a shit and he's just following orders?
I mean,
because if he doesn't care,
I think the thing with I think the thing with Starmer is I think he cares.
You do think so? You think he cares about the country?
No, I think he cares. I think he cares about Davos, and I think he cares about the World Economic Forum. I think he cares about the Trilateral Commission, and essentially, I think he cares about the globalist.
So
agenda.
Maybe he's not weak then. Maybe he's just sticking to his fucking guns in what he believes in.
I know. I think you can. I think you can see he is a. I don't necessarily think he doesn't enjoy what he does. I think he does enjoy what he does. I think you can see there's a slight fear about him of whether, just in case this goes wrong, just in case he finds himself on the wrong end of the of how this turns out. I mean, you could be right. It's I personally think that however this works, especially with the what like decarbonization will do to farming and food supplies, you're if that's true, right? If I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, more for my own sanity than the people involved. If that's true, you're sentencing huge numbers of people to death at some point through starvation, through like social collapse. If that's the way things go, which I don't think Keir Starmer would care too much about. I think some of his heroes, like probably had a large hand in starvations in the past, but. Again, to go back to your question, do I think he cares? I think he cares about who he's working for. Yeah. The joy. Do you remember the clip? Remember the clip when he was asked about where someone asked like Westminster or Davos?
Yeah.
The joy he answered that question is go Davos because there's less friction there. People can actually get things done.
I'd love to know what the fucking mission is.
Like I agree.
I definitely
Control
digital ID, but
sense.
I want to know where that leads.
That's it. Control doesn't make sense because I still stand by there was 2001, 2002, 2003, like the West, where Westerners had loads of money. We were traveling, we were going on holiday, we were eating McDonald's. We were Hillary and Bill Clinton. Okay, Bill was a bit of a shagger. We knew Bill was a bit of a shagger, and he got himself in trouble. But we didn't think they were fucking Satan-loving fucking murderers. That was the height of control to me. When you can do, because let's all be fucking honest here. Epstein Island and whatever other islands around were going back then. It was all in full fucking swing. People were going to that island. People were disappearing. People were going over there making deals, fucking all sorts of stuff being filmed. I can't remember who said it. I can't remember whether it was Russell Brand or not, but they had a great point where they talked about Epstein Island back then and said what all the things that happened to on Epstein Island during the early 2000s. We are living in the result of that right now, because this is if it was a honey trap, right? You know, if it was some sort of like Mossad, CIA, like blackmailing operation, if that's the case, then that blackmail has been used and people in power have been compromised and decisions that have been made because of that information and the fear of that information coming out. I think
going back to human
somewhere.
trafficking, I think, 100% a thing, but why bring it to light now massively again? That could all go into digital ID again.
I can't work it out, man. I really can't. I like the
Well, should we put the cherry on the fucking cake with the new UK laws coming in? I've got a 2 minute and 33 second clip. we go.
UK Police Task Force will soon monitor social media for what it deems anti-migrant sentiment amid fears of riots. This comes as protests grow outside Britain's asylum hotels. Joining us now is Spiked Online editor Tom Slater. Tom, I'm just flabbergasted by this. It feels like the UK government is more interested in surveilling the opinions of British citizens than it is deporting foreign criminals.
No, absolutely. I think this is yet more proof that this government is as authoritarian as it is stupid. It's authoritarian because it's obsessed with policing speech, even at a time when we're making more than 30 arrests a day in this country for offensive online messages. To double down on that kind of censorship is abominable. But it's also a sign that this is a government that is forced to censor because it cannot listen. It's constantly trying to treat the symptoms of the kind of unrest and dissatisfaction in this country. If they really think that more vigorously going after people for saying unpleasant things, offensive things, just dissenting things on the internet is going to make this sentiment go away, going to make the protest go away, they're in for a rude awakening. But I wouldn't expect anything more from this government, which just their answer to everything is a crackdown on social media, it seems.
Well, I just feel like it's going to backfire on them spectacularly because, Tom, I mean, we're now seeing more and more protests outside these asylum hotels. They're spreading across the UK. I mean, locals have rightly had enough.
No, absolutely. And this is something which the government is starting to recognise, I think. These are not just a few isolated incidents. We're seeing protests crop up across the UK, all in relation to the question of asylum. And yeah, there's often some ugly things around the fringes which needs to be condemned. But I think even now the mainstream media and the politicians are recognising that is not the vast majority of people who are taking part in these protests. They are overwhelmingly peaceful in many instances. And it's often the same issues time and again. There's a migrant hotel which has been placed in their constituency, no consultation, no one was ever asked about this. And then they start to see things in the community like sexual and violent crime creep up. Someone is charged with a sexual offence or a child sex abuse offence, and yet you've got politicians locally or nationally who are trying to look the other way. This issue isn't going away, and I think what we're probably going to see in the next few days is the government try to respond to that. Probably not very well, probably in a kind of half-hearted, let's just doff our caps to their concerns and not really do anything about it. But they can't carry on like this by just trying to ignore this problem as they have done over the past few years.
Well, a special...
We're fucked, Lee. We're fucked.
I mean, it's certainly sensationalist, isn't it? I always find it weird when you listen to Australian Sky News, like, because like it shows how differently things are treated. You know, it's like when you look at Sky News in the UK, is, I'd say, pretty centered. It's been a long time since I've watched Sky News.
Yeah, me too.
I've never I'm not sure. I don't, but like, it's not GB News. But clearly, in Australia, Sky News is their GB News.
What they're going to do? Are they going to arrest the entire fucking staff of GB News?
No, you just Ofcom would say they can't trade.
Well,
but just quickly, mate. Don't ever be under the impression that GB News isn't controlled. You want to look at controlled opposition.
I hope it's not.
So it's owned by fucking Rupert Murdoch, isn't it? I'm sure Murdoch's got some money.
Probably.
Into it. Like, it's I'm sure GB News gets some government money as well. Like every other media organisation in the UK.
I wish I could put my finger on it, Lee. I wish I could say I know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I wish I did. I wish I did too. I really do.
But I think
anyone that says they know as well is lying.
The people coming into this country, there's going to be some ne'er-do-wells. There's going to be some wrong-uns there. Again, I don't think I don't think there's a mission or a conspiracy for them to come in the country. I think they're just they're
no. I think the conspiracy is allowing it.
Right. The conspiracy is allowing it.
Yeah.
That's what people need to figure out.
Yeah, that's the. Because I this is the thing, right? I will be. I'm definitely not one of those people that turns around and says, like, you will get like not James Fox, a Lawrence Fox, that'll sit there on an interview knowing, and again, this comes as someone that I quite like, Lawrence Fox, and I'm not quoting him here, but I can kind of hear him saying it in my head. But you will get commentators like Lawrence Fox, that's probably the best way to put it, that'll turn around and say, we should be treating the migrant votes as military threats and, shell a couple and, it will, that'll solve the problem because they'll stop coming over if we shell a couple of them. Right. Not an option because I'm sorry if you listen to this going, I think you'll find it is an option. It's really not. Can you imagine the fucking political suicide it would be for a party to be the party that allows the British Navy to open fire on fucking refugee vessels? So that's like, this is the thing. When we say we can't stop the boats, we actually can't stop the boats. You can't do. Because there's
also, I wouldn't want anybody to die. you know.
No,
just,
but this is it. Yeah, this is it, and it's the it's Thanos, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like he won, but at what cost?
That fucking big purple bastard.
Yeah. So it's not, for me, it's not like the stopping the boats. That's not the fucking mission. The mission is to be humane when people get here, but not allow, the conspiracy, I should say, is we should be like being humane and go, listen, you've fuck knows how you've got here, but it's last orders. You can't stay here. We won't be paying for you to stay here out of a government purse, which is already fucking hemorrhaged billions.
And at the very least, because I don't think we can fix it like that. So there should be something in place right now.
I think if you take away the if you take away the benefit of the financial benefit, because this is that was the first thing that woke me up to this sort of stuff, was Douglas Murray referring to refugees as economic migrants. I thought, oh, fuck yeah, that's exactly what they are. They're economic migrants. They're not refugees. So if you take the economy part out of the migration part, that's one thing, and then you need to put a block on the resettling of family members of those people that have come in. That's those are the two things that you could legally do.
Mm-hmm.
Is to stop resettling of people that have come in, stop settling essentially, and taking the financial reward away.
I would have if I saw if these boats and there was little kids, wives, with the husband coming across, I'd be like, these people, we need to look after them.
No, but this is the thing. Because you can't, but it's that attitude which has got people in this problem.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't think the UK would be kicking off like it is right now. Because what we're looking at now is young men coming in.
Think of the photograph. Think of the photograph with the photographer moved the dead body of the child, for instance.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
Right. So that photo was set up for that.
Yeah.
For that exact purpose, for that feeling you're feeling now, and it is heartbreaking. But the problem is because when you just let emotion rule, which is what's happening with this, is I constantly hear people talk about how, like, diversity is our strength. immigration is a net positive. Britain couldn't function without immigrants. Like, you hear all these things, you go, right, awesome. What you're saying is we're an island. We need extra people to come in because there isn't enough people just to continue servicing this island over and over and over again, and to have it expand. Got you. I am with you. I'm not anti-immigration. What I would like you to do is, I'd like you to go away. I'd like you to get a think tank together. And I'd like you to come back to me and explain to me what the negative effects are of immigration, how much immigration is too much immigration, how what if we were to take people from any other part of the world, what parts of the world would mold better with the culture of this country? What cultures, if you bring them in, would dilute this culture and kind of rub up against it a little bit?
How many South African farmers did we take?
I don't think we took any, did we? I don't know.
I don't think we took any.
Trump took some. I know that.
Yeah. I remember seeing that. They come in.
Yeah.
They all came in with the.
I'm sure there was
the American flag.
I'm sure there was South Africans that were under threat in South Africa that came to the UK. I know some South Africans over here that repatriated their families because their families were in danger. So I'm sure there's been something. But this is my problem with the diversity thing, and the diversity gets thrown around a lot. It's not diverse if you just get one thing in. Like, diverse would be like getting a whole host of people from all countries, all religions, all ethnicities, and saying, right, well, we can have fucking 40 of them, 2,000 of them, 6,000 of them, and bring them in. You create this big old melting pot where everyone has nice food because all of the food places are there. That place, the Japanese place, that place is German. But it's not, is it? It's a single.
Take a few Japanese. I fucking love Japanese food.
I've never had any. It's a single. Like, it's a single ideology. It's a single ethnicity that's moving it, and that's not diverse. But look, as I said, the thing I think people should focus more on is not the problem, not even the solution. It's at the beginning. It's why is this being allowed to happen?
Well,
and why
going
is it
back
being
to what Tommy Robinson said on Piers Morgan's show, when he said they need to temporarily put a hold on it. I think they need to put a hold on the boats. Stop them. They should.
You can't.
Why can't you work with fucking France?
Well, because they're not leaving the port. Do you know what I mean?
I've seen the videos. I've seen the videos. It seems like they're letting it happen. It seems like they're letting it happen.
Of course, they're letting it happen.
I mean, I get it.
Because they've got an immigration problem. They have an immigration problem at the moment, but France is kind of just more of a terminal at the minute.
One of the boats is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, but
somebody's had a word, haven't they? They've said, listen, every so often.
Yeah, Klaus Schwab has had a word.
Just let a few through. The seas are good today. Let 9 of them go.
Who's paying for the seats as well?
That's 9 boats, not 9 people.
Does it cost something like $4,000 or something like that? I think to get.
Does it?
Apparently so.
Does it?
Yes.
Do you think some of them have been paid for?
Yeah, all of them. Because I don't think you're marching your way through Europe, getting to the camps, and having like a few grand in cash for your seat on the boat. This is the thing. These people running these boats, like, it's fucking dangerous. Do you know what I mean? Like, what they're doing is dangerous. So, they're being financially rewarded for it. Exactly in the same way as that when you get like the large trucks which are shipping migrants up and down. They're being financially rewarded for this. This is a business, and people are being paid. So who's paying them? Because you can't tell me.
And what's the payoff?
If people are being displaced through wars, which again are kind of a Western problem, we did a really, really good job. Let's not be fucking pious about this. For the majority of our life, Ollie, the America alliance has done a really, really good job at turning places in the Middle East into car parks. Real good job of it. So if you're going to displace a load of people, they're going somewhere. But this is what I mean. This is what it's like saying what's going on. Like obviously for the fucking the amount of fucking destruction going on in Palestine is fucking awful. But I'm not having it that if those people decide to leave, how are they financially doing it? How are they financially making the trip? Somebody is paying for that to happen. And that isn't even me saying that shouldn't be done. I'm not saying that people that are in like genuine war refugees, that there shouldn't be there should be things in place to try and move those people and try and get those people to safety.
Oh,
but
yeah, I'm all about that. Yeah, genuine refugees.
But the fact is, like, but we should know. We should know more about where the money comes for these people when they eventually get to go on the boats to come across, or when they eventually get into the back of one of these vans and get like driven across Europe.
I also think.
And maybe, to be honest, maybe that information's out there. Maybe that information's out there, and I am just horrendously ignorant to the situation, which is very possible.
I don't understand why we haven't got like a straight. Well, I do understand why, because we've fucking got a country. It's a fucking joke. But there should be a rule. There should be a rule in place.
Remember, though,
that states just there should be a rule in place that states as soon as just one person fucking attacks a UK citizen, they are gone out of the country.
Where do they go?
Where the original? Where's the language? That's where you're going. Where did you come from? Right, wherever they state they came from when they come into the country.
What if they speak Spanish? Where do you send them?
Spain.
Not Brazil. Not Portugal.
That's a good point. Yeah, there's a lot of Spanish. Where's the place that there is a place? I've forgotten the country where they said that the population's fucked, and they said, well, this will be a great place to put people that.
Oh, there was Rwanda, wasn't it? They were going to send people to Rwanda.
Send them to Rwanda.
I mean,
but make a prison in Rwanda. Not to affect the good Rwandan people. There should be a prison in Rwanda.
I don't look. This is the.
There's
thing.
No answers. Is there? We're just fucking pulling at straws.
No. But it's good. This though, and this is I genuinely think this is a good. It's a good way to look at it, because you can get like you can get fucking hard right on all this stuff, and it comes like the minute someone comes here, send them back to Pakistan. Like, they're not Pakistani. I don't fucking care. Just fucking send them there. They look like they should be there. And it's not.
Are you a racist?
But no, but it's not the way that these problems can be dealt with. It's not a simple fucking problem. Like I said, the fact of the matter is we're making it easy when people get here. If you don't make things easy when people get here, there's a reason. There's a reason why these people are crossing through all these European countries and then choosing to come to the UK.
Yeah, you can't fix what's already happened.
Not all of these people. Let's not forget. Like Sweden did this. They've been through this.
The
They
problem
gave
is, Lee,
everything.
we've got another 3 years of this.
No, but it doesn't matter, mate. But you're almost blaming Starmer on all of this.
Yeah, I am.
What about the Tories before it?
And them. And the people
It's
before that.
But this
and
is
one
the
before
thing.
that.
So you've had a right-wing government and a left-wing government. This is a bipartisan plan. And do you know what the wild thing is, Ollie? Do you know what the wild thing is? Don't even think it'd stop if fucking reform got in. It's a bipartisan plan.
You don't think that Farage would do a Trump?
No. I don't think Trump's doing a Trump.
No, I think he has. He's deported fucking shitloads of people.
Yeah, he's deported shitloads of people. As Joe Rogan pulled him up only the other day at a dinner, at a UFC dinner, and asked Donald Trump, "Why aren't you getting rid of gangs? Why aren't you getting rid of drug dealers? Why aren't you getting rid of criminals? Why are you arresting people at work?"
Yeah.
So I didn't know
that.
Trump.
That I did not know.
I only read it this morning. Look,
what is the video footage of that?
This is a good
Is there
episode
video
for-
footage of that?
No. It was a private dinner. It was a private dinner with like the UFC guys. It was like Dana White. It might have even been for Rogan's birthday. Rogan's birthday was today.
Happy birthday, Joe.
Happy birthday, Joe Rogan. Thank you for creating the industry of which we are desperately trying to navigate Keir Starmer's wrath. Yeah, I really don't know. I've never been like so close to I've always hated the like people that got like black pilled on things, and I can fucking see it. Like the Epstein files is a fucking knock in it. That's a real knock. But I think it's probably a good time to land this anyway, Ollie, before we continue to go around in circles. We've already said more than enough stuff to get clipped and cancelled. And let's be perfect. What a terrible episode, Ollie. What a terrible episode to do after the beginning of saying, why don't you just take clips and post them everywhere? What an awful idea that was now.
Yeah, but not this show, just all the other shows.
Do the alien ones, right? Because that's the thing. The more you're gonna know, there's gonna be like blink twice if you need help, but you'll know when we're under threat of from our own government, because like every episode's gonna be about aliens and like Loch Ness monster, and there'll be no political topics touched anymore, and like at the beginning of every episode we will pledge allegiance to Comrade Starmer.
Comrade Starmer.
Do you know what, right? Keir Starmer, like, what a fucking good name for a British communist.
It sounds like a baddie, doesn't it? It's like a fucking Bond villain.
It is so funny, Ollie.
They've all got names that are fucking like Bond villains, haven't they?
Yeah,
Keir Starmer, Klaus Schwab. We need fucking 007.
I think fucking. I think 007 has already been fucking assassinated. They got his name off fucking off Julian Assange when he was fucked over. But yeah, anyway, thanks for listening to the podcast, guys. It means the world to us. Go and do all the things like the episode, share the episode, clip the episode, like we said. Please do anything that you think will help us. Please do it. Vote for us in the British Podcast Awards. The link is in the description of this podcast, along with the rest of our links. Leave a comment on Spotify. You kind of know all this stuff by now. You don't need me to tell you, but I really do want you to do it. Ollie, take us out.
Mate. I don't need to take us out. I believe the British government will do that probably this week.
You're probably right. Probably right. Oh, Lee and Ollie didn't Epstein themselves.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claim to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want the major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.